Hey everybody, it's a gorgeous day out here by the canal or river or whatever you call this thing back there, and I thought I would make a quick video and just let you know if some people might be interested on where I came from to get here to where I am today. So I thought I'd start with my childhood, and then in another video I'll do when I'm older. Like young, like teenager and in the army and all that fun stuff. But anyway, so I started off, my dad was in the military, in the Air Force, and we traveled a lot. When I was a young boy, I lived in Germany for almost a year, and that was really fun. What I remember of it was really, really fun. And then moved back to the States after that and went to Iowa when my parents were separated for a little bit. And as a kid, that's where that's my mom's side of the family is from Iowa. My mom is one of 10 kids, 10. And my dad is from the New York area and New York City, Long Island to be specific. And he moved out to Iowa when he was in his 20s. And so after Germany, before Germany, I was in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and then we moved to Germany when he joined the Air Force. Then after that, we went from Germany to Tucson, Arizona, to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base. It's a cool area. It's in Tucson, Arizona. I love the desert. It was really fun to live there as a kid, and I had really fond memories of Arizona. And grew up in a very normal household. Mexican, we didn't go out much, and it was Midwest cooking, and Mexican food for us was hard shell tacos, beef, and sliced tomatoes, and no salsa, and a little lettuce. And that was what a taco was to me. I had no idea there were other kinds of Mexican food other than hard shell tacos with meat, with beef in it. So it's kind of funny now because I love Mexican food and all the different varieties that are out there. And in the middle, or after being in Arizona, lived in Iowa for a little bit when my parents separated again, and then we all moved to England, and I lived in England for 4 years, from 5th grade to 9th grade. And that was a wonderful experience being out of the country. We lived in military housing. We lived in military housing, but I did have British friends, and it was a lot of fun. We got into a lot of trouble as kids in England. It was a really fun time and a good time for me to be there in that growing up times. And a lot of good friends from that era. And then lived there for 4 years in the Air Force. My dad was still in the Air Force, of course. And then moved from there. We moved straight to Georgia, and in Georgia, I was only there for a year and a half, and didn't like that so much. I was not used to the rudeness. I was used to military school for so long that I was just shocked when a student talked back to a teacher, or just the way they dressed, or just how vulgar they were around each other. And I just didn't see that in military school, and so it was a real shock to me seeing the way it was, and the police getting called. If there was a fight, they didn't even try, and it was an inner city school. They didn't even try and break it up. They just called the cops, and it was a real eye-opener. And then from there, my parents finally did get divorced for good, and we moved back to Iowa for the final time, and I finished high school there. And again, same shocker with disrespect, and it was the Midwest, just very strange. Girls would wear men's boxer shorts. They'd sew up the crotch, or they'd sew up the fly. You know how the fly isn't done? They'd sew up the fly, and they'd wear men's boxer shorts, and then they'd wear big sweatshirts turned inside out. And I got there, and I was just like, what on earth are these people doing there? They're wearing boxer shorts on the outside, and they're wearing big sweatshirts turned inside out. Like, what on earth? And here I was wearing Hawaiian shirts, and I was I had a tough. I made it tough for myself. I had a big old afro, and I was a crazy kid. I did not fit in anywhere I went. But anyway, that's my growing up to that point, and I'll share joining the Army straight out of the high school and what that was like, and my experiences there. And so just a little background so you can kind of get where I came from, and hope everyone is having just the most wonderful day. And